Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Red Cloud Outdoors. We're doing some camping today. And yes, I am out of breath. I hiked back here. I'm on the property. I'm at a area that I discovered a couple of weeks ago. My friend and I, the guy that owns this property, this vast property, we went on a little hike just exploring, and he showed me some places that I wasn't even aware of. So yeah, on that hike, I discovered this place. I thought it was a perfect spot to do some hammock camping, so here I am. But I don't remember it being so hard to get to this spot. A lot of uphill, and then when I got uphill, I wasn't at the location I thought I was going to be, so I had to backtrack a little bit and wander around just for a few minutes until I discovered this place. So it was in a little bit different location than I first thought it was. But anyway, we're here right now. Whew, it is hot, guys. It is hot. It is 92, or the high was 92. I think it's like 90 right now. I am dripping sweat. What was I thinking coming out here on a day this hot and humid? But anyway, I'm here now. Let's get camp all set up, and I'll show you what I've got. Oh yeah. It's late. It's like 6:30, and I deliberately came out here late just because of how hot it was. I didn't want to be out here at the hottest time of the day and have all day left to just be out here and bake in it. So I came late, and nightfall will be coming relatively soon, and cooler temperatures. I hope anyway. And there is a chance for some thunder showers tonight, so that would be awesome if we got some showers. But anyway, let's get camp set up. Oh yeah, that's better. Much better. Oh. Ridge line, pretty good. Oh yeah. That is feeling good. Feeling good. I don't even want to get up. All right, I've got my stake bag. Let's stake this baby out. I've got the tarp up. a little too high. I didn't realize that, but yes, it is too high. I just don't want to fool with taking it back down or lowering it back down, so it's just going to be the way it is. Taking a break. I am hot. I've not been drinking as much as I should have. And I've been sweating buckets. I hope you guys can see okay in here. It is really dark in here. It's very shaded. It's still extremely humid. My shirt is soaked. But it is shaded. There's a second tick I've got off of me. And I'm just absolutely filthy. I've got bits of junk all over the place, so in my arms and arm hair, and so I'm definitely going to have to wipe down shortly before I crawl in the hammock. I cannot stress how humid it is. So humid. Helinox chair and another tick on my arm, little seed tick. I need a place to sit. Slap this thing together. Super simple. Ooh, maybe. Oh, there's the frame. And then we just stretch the cover over the frame. And we have a seat. Now the same thing for the One Tigris camp table. It's the tabletop and the frame and the support beams. It goes together very similar to the chair I just put together. Support beams. I'll show you the finished product in a minute. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I'm dumb. And then we snap the tabletop on. I know I'm not showing all this, but it's just putting a table together. You're not missing much. So now I have a table and a chair, and I'm quite comfortable. Whew, man. Under the tarp. Oh. Got my hammock, got my under quilt, got my top quilt in. On my ridge line, if you can see all this, I've got my organizer, my hang time hook, my fan hanging up. I've got my pillow inside, got my tarp up. Again, my tarp is maybe a little bit too high, but it is what it is. I don't want to fool with it. I don't want to make any more adjustments. I'm ready to be done with camp. So, I'm going to be done with camp. But yeah, that's pretty much it. under the old tarp in case we got some rain tonight, and I hope we do have some rain tonight. That would be awesome. And I have my accessories on the ground sheet just laid out, and in the middle of the night, if I need to get out of the hammock barefoot, I can just step out onto the ground sheet. I cleared the ground underneath it, and if I need to take a pee then I can step out onto the ground sheet and whiz out in the woods. And I know you guys are glad to know that, so you're welcome. Okay, so I decided to open up the hammock a little bit more, if you can see that. Whew, I'm tired. Let me give you a better shot. I decided to put it in porch mode. I just grabbed a couple sticks, put them up, wrap the guy line around the sticks, and open things up a little bit so it's not so tight getting in and out. Goodness gracious. It's starting to feel, am I in frame? It's starting to feel a lot better now. Still hot, but not as bad. Wow. It is just now 7:30. Wow. It feels like I've been out here way longer than that. Way longer. It's no doubt dinner time, but I'm really just not that hungry, to be honest with you. Being out in the heat like this, and I don't know about you guys, but when I get really hot and sweaty, and I just don't have much of an appetite. I do have to find somewhere to hang my food though. I'm going to go ahead and do that. That way I don't have to roam around out here in the dark trying to find a place to put my food. Or at least hang the line. I'm not going to actually hang the food bag yet, but I do want to go find a place to where I'm going to put the line up at. There's no bears out here, so I'm not worried about that, but there are raccoons and squirrels and, you know, critters like that that I don't want to be in my food, so let's go do that. Got that done. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a fire tonight. I would like to. I don't need to, but I would like to. There is plenty of wood here, but I am definitely losing light. A fire is the last thing I want to fool with right now. But later I wish I had a fire. I know me, and I know I will. So let's clear out a spot. Let's prep to have a fire. Got a good old-fashioned Y branch. Let's break out the silky. I'm gonna start with this dead branch right here in front of me. Yeah, that thing's a little rotten. Yeah. but we'll use it anyway. So I got a little bit of firewood collected, not a lot. I'll cut up some more here in a minute and just go around and gather some small breakable stuff and use that. And we'll get the fire going right as it's starting to get dark. Oh, hot weather camping. It sucks. So let's do this the easy way. Trioxane. Break off a piece. I just broke a little piece off. We're going to lay that right there. We're going to save the rest. Find the lighter. Trioxane goes up quickly and easily. Alright, so I'm going to let the fire burn down a little bit, and then I will put my stove over it, over the coals, boil some water, and have Mountain House spaghetti. Yeah. I was going to come out here tonight, or at least yesterday I had planned I was going to come out here tonight, and I was really going to do it up and do a real kick-ass meal. I was going to do a burger, and then I decided maybe some brats or hot dogs, and then I thought about an awesome loaded baked potato. But when I woke up this morning, I felt like crap, pure doo-doo, and I had a sinus cold and head cold and sinus pressure, and I still have that stuff now. Not as bad, but it's still there, and I started not to even come on this trip, but I decided to anyway. But I didn't want to fool with a big meal and, you know, a lot of prep and cooking and all that. So I just decided, let's go easy. Let's go Mountain House. So Mountain House spaghetti. I was going to put my stove down, but I think I'm just going to put this directly in the fire. I really don't want to fool with the stove, and I really don't need it. So I've got the cup on, water in, just waiting on it to boil. Okay, water is boiling. Got my Mountain House. It's not at a like roaring boil, but it's close enough, and I've got a little little bit of ash inside there. Yeah, in you go, ash. It'll be all right. Stir it up in there. This is a big bag. All right. We're going to let that sit for a little bit. 10 minutes or so. And I'm filthy once again. Once again. I'm trying not to shine the light right in the camera. But it is getting dark out here. I don't quite need a headlamp. But I do, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. And I did what I always do when I'm out camping. Does not matter if I'm in a tent or a hammock, I left the bug net wide open. I do it every time. I forget to zip it up after I put my stuff in. I did it last time I went camping, I think with Leland. I know I did it when I went camping with Max before that. So yeah, there's no telling what's crawling inside my hammock right now. Oh well, every time. Okay, so I changed my notification sound for text messages the other day. And I'm a huge, I mean massive fan of Predator, the first Predator movie. I like the second one too, but especially the first one. It's maybe my all-time favorite movie. So I got the Predator clicking noise as my notification sound. And I just got a couple of text messages from my wife, and it completely freaked me out because I forgot about that being my notification. When you're out in the woods and you hear that, it kind of freaks you out. Here, let me. That's what I was hearing, and I was over at the hammock. I had to get a new battery for the camera, and it kind of scared me a little bit. I'm ashamed to say. So we might change that for tonight and change it back tomorrow. How's that sound? Yes, I'm a freaking baby. So what? Deal with it. I'm trying not to shine the light right directly into the camera, but I need both my hands right now. I really don't. I'm trying to put Parmesan cheese in my spaghetti, and there's an ant crawling on the Parmesan cheese pack, which I really don't want in my spaghetti. Okay, got everything all stirred up in my mountain house. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat all of this, because again, I'm hungry, kinda, but not super hungry. It's good though. Very hot. Very hot. Extremely hot. Wow. Man. Okay, I'm gonna shut the camera off. I'm gonna eat. After I eat, I'm going to build the fire back up a little bit and relax for the rest of the night. So, I shall return. Alright, dinner is done. I enjoyed my spaghetti. I didn't eat it all. About half of it, maybe a little bit more. But it was good. I went and hung my food bag up, so I got that out of the way. So now, I'm just going to chill for a minute. I'm still going to wait a few minutes before I get the fire going because I don't have a ton of firewood. So I don't want to burn it all up just yet. And I'm not going to have a big fire anyway, but we'll get that going shortly. But right now, I'm going to treat myself with some of that Jim Beam peach. Let's take a quick shot of that stuff. So here's our Jim Beam peach in the Nalgene flask. And this flask is supposed to have like a little shot glass down inside the cap, if you can see that. But it's like really stuck down in there and I can't get it out. I mean, I probably could, but I just really don't want to fool with it. So, a little Jim Beam peach. Here's to life, the woods, a good hammock, and whatever else. That is good, good, good. Man, one more. There are ants crawling on everything. My table is just covered in ants. My ditty bag and whatever else I've got over here, my bandana, it's all just covered in ants. Oh, man. It feels so much better out here now. It's probably 80 maybe high 70s, but not nearly as humid, so it's actually comfortable right now. I'm still sweaty. The back of my shirt is still just soaking wet, but overall it's way, way, way more comfortable right now than it was earlier. I can deal with this. Alright, I'm going to use the rest of that trioxane. Fire's still warm, but I'm going to go ahead and put the trioxane on it. Oh, that lit quick. That went up quick. And from here on out, it's just going to be a dirty fire. I've got a little bit of cut wood over there, but after that, it's just throw crap on, and I'm okay with that. Alright, got the fire lit. Now I'm back in my favorite spot, my chair. Worked up another sweat, getting the fire going. I hear something walking around up behind me. Probably a deer. They're all over the place out here. I usually see a deer just about every time I come out here, and I very rarely ever get one on camera. I'm pooped, no doubt. That heat will take it out of you for sure. I'm not really bored per se, but I'm just trying to entertain myself for a little bit anyway. I'm going to crawl up in the hammock pretty soon and clip my phone into the hang time hook and watch a movie maybe. What did I download? Terminator Dark Fate. I've not seen it yet. It's been out a while, but I've not seen it yet. I'm a huge Terminator fan. I like the series, especially the first two movies. I'm just an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan in general. He's my all-time favorite. He's my hero. So I'll watch anything with Arnold in it. So I'm going to watch that, and I don't know, Survivor Man maybe, if I don't crash before then. Survivor Man is like my go-to show when I'm out in the woods. I mean, I watch it all the time. I've watched the episodes over and over and over again. I love Les Stroud. That's my dude. But that's like my go-to show. I'll download a bunch of episodes before I go camping, and that's kind of like my go-to show. I just lay in the hammock and watch. But occasionally I'll watch a movie too. But that's the plan for the rest of the evening. And it sounds like a good plan to me. Something I forgot to do just in case. Put on my drip lines on my hammock, because I think around 11-ish there's a chance of thunderstorms, so I need to put my drip lines on just in case we get some rain. Okay, so let me give you a tour of the inside. My phone is hanging on the hang time hook, so it's just suspended above me with lots of fingerprints on it so that I can watch it. I've got my fan rocking and rolling, and I can't see my Ridgeline organizer with my headphones and stuff inside. So that is the inside of the palace. Got my headphones in. I'm watching Terminator Dark Fate, and I am digging it so far. But I don't know if I'm going to make it through it because I'm getting pretty sleepy. But I just wanted to check in before. See what I mean? But I just wanted to check in before I turned in for the night. But guys, you all have, man. Guys, you all have a good night. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is 7 o'clock. Time to get up. I don't really want to, but I need to. Oh, that was a rough night. I'll explain in a minute. Let me get out of here first. Alright, so I'm up. I'm just sitting in the hammock under the tarp. Oh, yeah, that was a rough night, guys. Just rough because I couldn't sleep. I tried and tried and tried. I took something to help me sleep, and yeah, I just couldn't sleep. So I didn't go to sleep till probably, I don't know, 2 o'clock. And I didn't sleep good, when I went to sleep. We'll go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. So I'm up for good now. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Let's get to it. Okay, before I do anything else this morning, before I cook any breakfast or make coffee, I'm going to check for ticks. I know that I've got one on my leg, so I've got my tweezers. You can't see it, it's just a little guy. But I saw several last night and got several off of me just crawling. Actually, there was 2. Pretty close together. That's all I see so far. Oh, but I'm sure there's more. And I did spray. I sprayed my clothes in permethrin, my shoes and everything. Oh, but I still had them. Let's fire up the stove, get some breakfast and coffee going. Because coffee is sounding wonderful right now. Alright, it's coffee and breakfast time. No fire this morning. I'm just going to use the Mini E titanium stove to boil up my water for my Mountain House biscuits and gravy and my coffee. So let's get to it. I forgot to put my piece of aluminum foil down before I put the trioxane on the damp ground, but oh well, it'll be alright. If I need to, I'll throw some twigs in there to help it stay going. Man, it is a beautiful morning out here. But it's going to be getting hot soon, and I'm going to be out of here before that happens. Coffee first, though. Definitely coffee first. Okay, water has come to a boil. Handles are still pretty hot. I'm going to say that's enough. Maybe too much, I don't know. I tend to do that. And now we will let it do its thing for the next 10 minutes. And now it's coffee time. Starbucks. Via Instant white chocolate mocha. Sounds pretty dang good. Coffee time. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, I might have to let that cool down for a minute. That is scalding hot. And it did not rain last night, guys. The thunder showers that were supposed to come in at 11, 12-ish, never happened. Not one drop of rain last night. I was disappointed. But yeah, last night was kind of a rough night. I could not go to sleep. I took a melatonin. Still could not go to sleep. I just laid there. I finally, 2 o'clock or so, went to sleep, I think. And then I remember waking up 2 or 3 times, and I just could not get a good solid sleep. Not the greatest of nights as far as sleeping goes. I've had worse though, definitely. I got a little bit chilly. I didn't have my top quilt on. And then I started getting a little bit chilly. Put my top quilt on, then I started getting hot. So back and forth, hot and cold, hot and cold. Too hot with the top quilt, too cold without it. Or not too cold, but just chilly, I guess, because it definitely wasn't cold last night. And I had my little fan going, clipped up to the ridge line, and that worked awesome. And I woke up at some point, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, somewhere around there. Heck, I don't know. And the battery had died on the fan. And then I noticed it was pretty warm in there without the fan. And I had a terrible headache last night. I was watching Terminator Dark Fate, and I had it clipped up to the hang time hook. Well, I had the fan clipped on the ridge line behind it, and of course with the fan on, it's vibrating and moving, and it made the hang time hook kind of vibrate and wobble back and forth a little bit. And for a while I would hold my hand up there and keep it steady, and then my arm would get tired and I would take it down and I would watch a little more, but the screen's like, you know, wobbling back and forth, and I guess that's what it was. It gave me a headache. And so I had a headache last night. Well, it's still hot. Too hot. I didn't finish all the movie. I was really into it. And then I started getting sleepy. So I turned it off, tried to go to sleep. And I really thought I would be out in just a few minutes, and I wasn't. And I just didn't bother turning it back on. I just let I have an app on my phone, just different, a fan noise, white noise, just tons of different sounds. And I turned that on, and I had my headphones in, and I was listening to shower sounds, just the sound of a shower and the water dripping. And I had that turned on, and I just didn't want to turn the movie back on. So I just laid there and listened to that, and eventually went to sleep. That's good stuff. Starbucks instant coffee that's on the money as far as instant coffee goes. That's the first time I've tried it, or at least that I remember. I didn't put enough water in. I thought maybe I put too much, but not enough. Yet again, every time, I don't let it sit long enough. The biscuits are somewhat crunchy. Okay, now that it's daytime, I can go back to my predator noise and not be freaked out by it. I'm such a wuss. Alright, breakfast is done, coffee's done. I've just been sitting in my chair enjoying the morning, but it's time to get up and do some stuff. It's actually starting to get warm out here now. It's in the low 70s, so that's just going to steadily and quickly rise. So I'm going to go ahead and break down camp. I was really hoping I'd see some animals out here, but I've heard a bunch, or I've heard some stuff anyway. Pretty sure I've heard some deer and something howling, coyote maybe, off in the distance, not too close. But yeah, not seen anything. I heard what might have, I think, some turkeys somewhere behind me over here, but I haven't actually seen anything. Anyway, let's start breaking down camp. My least favorite part of camping is the camp breakdown. Oh well. I am really digging this Dutchware tent stake organizer. It's really cool. Folds up into a nice small pouch, but there's a place to put your tent stakes, your ridge line, some extra cordage. It clips to really wherever you want to clip it to. I've got it on my tent ridge line, but also this is one big stuff sack, or one big bag. So this opens up at the top and you can stuff sacks or whatever you want to inside. So that was a good purchase. That's something I forgot to put on my gear haul video that I just recently came out with, but that is 25 bucks well spent, no doubt. I'm going to take a quick break. It is already hot, humid, sticky. I am sweating up a storm. But I don't have too much more to do. Tennessee weather, man. I hate it. I love living in Tennessee. There's so many beautiful places and trails and waterfalls and the Smokies and cool places, but the summertime, man, it sucks. I'm not a hot weather person. I would rather it be 30 degrees outside as 90 degrees. And most people around here think I'm nuts because everybody here, or the majority, or a lot of people, they're river people. They want to be out on the boat, on the jet skis, in the swimming pools. That is not me. I would much rather it be cold outside, it's hot outside. That's kind of why I hate seeing summer creep up. It's not as fun to be out here in the woods, even though it's enjoyable in its own way. It's not as enjoyable as if it were 50 degrees, 60 degrees out here, and you can really enjoy it. When it's hot and humid and you're just pouring sweat, that kind of sucks. Okay, so I really like this one Tigris table. And yes, I just broke it down, put it in the stuff sack. My biggest complaint about it is the bag, the stuff sack. It needs to be a little bit bigger. The tabletop is just as long as the stuff sack. So you really have to work to get it back in there. This thing needs to be a few inches longer to really get the tabletop back in there. So it didn't make a lot of sense. Why would the stuff sack be the same length or just a touch longer as the actual tabletop? Because you got to scrunch one in inside and then work the other side down in there and make it fit. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. Otherwise, awesome table, well worth the 75 bucks I spent for it. So now you know. Alright, I'm loaded up. Pack is packed. Camp is put away. I'm sweating like crazy. It is hotter than balls out here. Whew, let's head to the car. Guys, thank you for tuning in to Red Cloud Outdoors. I had a great time. I hope you've enjoyed watching. So until next time, you guys take care. I'll see you around.